Hello, fans and friends. Most of you probably know me as a musician, but I am also an aviation professional. In fact, my YouTube channel has been has always been about music and aviation. So I am going to resume my aviation activities on YouTube. And if you are interested in knowing how aircraft fly, how we maintain them for your safety in flight and on the ground, and so on and so on, check out my aviation videos on YouTube and like, share, and subscribe. So, okay, today let's talk a little bit about aerodynamics. What is aerodynamics? Aerodynamics, what it is? Well, the aerodynamics is the study of the properties of the air in motion and its interactions with the solid bodies that are moving through it. That is one of the definitions of aerodynamics. You have the air, and we know that the air has properties, so aerodynamics study those properties. And of course we have aircraft flying, moving through the air. So when that happens, the properties of the air interact with that solid body, like an aircraft moving through it. So that's basically what aerodynamics means. One thing for sure, to understand our aerodynamics, we must have a basic knowledge of the physical laws of nature that affect the aircraft in flight and on the ground, as a matter of fact. So we can start by recognizing that the branch of physics called mechanics contains most of the ingredients of aerodynamics in relation to aircraft. Okay, now I'm not going today. This is just some kind of introduction. I'm not going to go deeply into this subject, not today. You know, just a start, just an introduction. So, but we That said, we can talk about some basic quantities that are very important to the subject of aerodynamics. Force, force in pounds, force in pounds, distance in feet, time in second. So those are some of the fundamental basic quantities that we must be familiar with to understand the nature of aerodynamics. Force in pounds, distance in feet, and time in second. But from those fundamental quantities, basic quantities, can derive other sub units, sub quantities, such as velocity, distance, time. So distance, time, that's feet per second, FPS. Then we have area, distance squared, so square feet, that's F square. Now then we have pressure. Remember, we're talking about sub units that are derived from those three fundamental units I just talked about earlier. So now we go to pressure. Okay, that's force unit area. So that's pound per square feet, PSF. Okay. Now another one is acceleration. That's change in velocity. That's feet per second. So you're talking about, we are talking about acceleration, change in velocity, and expressed by feet per second square. Okay, acceleration. So that's some basic stuff that we need to understand in order to those are things that they're just like prerequisite for us to understand the aerodynamics. So I got one question that I have. How do aircraft measure airspeed? Well, I'm going to answer it. Aircraft measure airspeed in one of two ways. Let me repeat. Aircraft, flying, measure airspeed in one of two ways. The first one, in knots. In knots, nautical miles per hour. And the second one is in Mach number. which is the ratio of true airspeed and the speed of sound. Once again, the Mach number is the ratio of true airspeed and the speed of sound. Okay, now another question. How do aircraft measure the rate? Let me repeat that. How do aircraft measure rates of climb and descent? Once again, I'm going to answer it. Aircraft measure rates of climb and descent in feet per minute. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to cover today, because this is just an introduction, okay, to the subject that I'm going to tackle, the subject of aerodynamics, in subsequent YouTube videos. But before I end this video, I have a few conversions for you. Okay, let's see. Let me take, if you want to find, you know what, I'm going to skip that for now. Because I don't really want to make this video too long. Next time I will give you some very important conversions you can do. Like if you have nuts, how can you convert that into feet, stuff like that. So I will go over those important stuff in future videos. Okay, so but I'm going, since I talked about at the beginning of the video, I mentioned force, distance, and time. Let me say something about force. Just a little bit about force. Force is a push or a pull that tends to change the state of motion of a body in flight. Okay, that's a force. And you can, and the lift, which is 90 degree, 90 degree acting toward the top of the aircraft. Okay, 90 degree to the flight path, acting toward the top of the aircraft. Lift is a force. Drag is a force which is parallel to the flight path and acting toward the rear of the aircraft. Okay, those two are forces. All right, so I will go deeper, on the subjects, on the force and on the forces, force, the resolution of forces and so on. I will see those things in future video. What about mass? Mass and weight. What do you think? Is there a difference between mass and weight? What do you think? Is mass the same thing as weight? Well, no. What mass is a measure of the material, okay, contained in a body. You have an aircraft, every parts, no, every part, everything they use, they used to build the aircraft constitute its mass. That is mass. Okay. Its weight is different. Okay. It's the weight of a body. Okay, in the air, such as an aircraft, is a force caused by a gravitational attraction of the earth or the sun or moon and so on. That's not mass. And another way you can differentiate between the two, mass and weight. Mass in the air does not change. No matter where the aircraft is in the air, mass stays the same. But the weight changes in the air according to the position of the aircraft. In the air, the weight varies, the weight changes. But the mass does not change with position of the aircraft. But the weight, yes, the weight changes depending where the aircraft is in the air. So next time I will go deeper into that, and then we will have some fun. In the meantime, take care, and then let's be safe. Let's fly safely. Bye.